to another BMW E39 M5 DIY how-to guide, and today we're going to be looking at bonnet struts. Now you might be thinking, well, why are we looking at bonnet struts? Well, I've recently fitted a very nice carbon fibre bonnet, and the original gas struts, which are on the E39, are designed to hold something which is a damn sight heavier, and consequently if I tried using them with the carbon fibre bonnet, there's a risk of it becoming severely damaged due to the forces within the gas struts. So to get around that, we're going to be fitting E46 M3 gas struts, which are designed for use with a lightweight aluminium bonnet on the E46 M3. Now you're probably wondering, well, why do you really need a guide for swapping bonnet struts over if you're going to be using ones which are designed to support a lighter weight bonnet? Well, the E46 M3 one is physically round about an inch shorter than the E39 one, which is below it. So to accommodate that and the rise of a bonnet, we're going to have to modify the lower mounting point on the inner wings accordingly. Once that's been done, it'll allow the bonnet to open fully to the correct height as it did previously, and also allow the full use of a gas strut to support the weight of the bonnet as well. First thing we're going to do is remove the pollen filter housing. Very simple. Remove the trim, remove the top of the housing, then unclip the air intake duct and remove the pollen filter housing itself just by lifting up. You'll also need to unplug the bonnet sensor on the near side of the vehicle. On the off side, you don't need to unplug any sensors, you just lift it up. And you may also still have little spring clips holding the lower part of the cabin filter to the strut top. Once you remove the pollen filter housing, the next part is to remove the gas strut. Use a small flat bladed screwdriver and prise off the spring clip slightly on the top and the bottom. Then support the bonnet in the middle, then simply knock the strut off the ball joint mountings. The part we're going to be modifying is down here. The lower strut ball we're going to remove using a 13mm spanner. Slacken it off and just spin it out. It's held on with a captive nut from the rear, so it's not going to get lost. Then we're going to drill approximately 1 inch up at an angle of 45 degrees, then insert a riv nut. This will then give us a captive mounting for replacing the ball socket for when we use the new struts. Once you've drilled out for the threaded insert or nutsert, then we're going to insert it and tighten it in. You can buy special tools for inserting these. I just use an old steel ruler with it all drilled out to 8mm at one end, then an eye tensile bolt. Push that in, hold it tight against where you want it to lock up to, then tighten the bolt. Then it will suck the nuts inwards and create a flange on the rear, which will press up against the metalwork on the inside of the inner wing, and that will be a perfect captive nut. Once the nutset's been reinstalled, then you can refit the ball for the end of the strut into the new location. Tighten it with a 13mm spanner, and then we're ready to refit our gas struts. Before you refit your gas struts, make sure that the spring clip is firmly home on the the top of it and on the bottom of it as well. Simply a case of clipping it into place on the top and bottom. Then that is your gas strut fully reinstalled. Do the same for the opposite side, as you'll need to do both sides. Then once that's done, you can refit all the pollen filter, ducting and intakes. Once you've finished putting it all back together, make sure that your gas rams are in correctly and all clipped in place. Then slowly lower the bonnet to make sure that the gas struts compress the full amount once the bonnet's closed, as if they don't, then you'll be trying to force against a solid object and that's going to cause damage to your bonnet. So it's imperative that you get the location of your threaded nutset correct when you reinsert the ball into the inner wing. And once again, as always, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Drop me a comment if there's anything else that you wish to know. In previous videos I've said that we've got the major winter project coming up, and it is winter now, the car is off the road for the winter. Unfortunately, in the testing phase for that, it didn't quite work out correctly. However, we've got a Mark II version which we're going to be trialling soon, and once that's proven to be successful or unsuccessful, then we'll hopefully have a video to go with that as well. So keep in touch and keep an eye out for that video coming up soon, and thank you for watching.